coffins and shit. Ah, shit! Hey guys, 40 Hyena here with what's going to be first of many reviews that I'm going to be doing. So, as a lot of you can probably tell from that creepy music, first review that I'm going to be doing is a personal favorite of mine, Shadowgate for the NES. Like I said, this game is a personal favorite of mine. I mean, I remember when I was little and then seeing the cart for the first time, and I mean, you know, it's got like the creepy gargoyle thing on the front that's fucking coming alive and shit. Pretty cool. And I mean, like, you know, you look at the box and you can immediately tell, you know, this is definitely going to be a really cool, kind of spooky fantasy genre point-and-click adventure, which, you know, who doesn't like that? A lot of you might also remember that there were games in a similar vein for the NES, most notably being Deja Vu. There was also a Deja Vu 2, and in between these two, a little bit lesser-known NES cart called Uninvited. It was the same idea as these two games, but it took place in a haunted house. I actually don't have a copy of it. I'd like to get my hands on it sometime just to give it a playthrough. Now, the thing that I find interesting about these two games is that they weren't originally for the NES. The first one in the series was actually Deja Vu, which was made in 1985, but wasn't released on the NES until 1990. The thing that's kind of strange about that, though, is that Shadowgate, on the other hand, was made in 1987, but released on Nintendo in 1989. I don't know. Both of these games were originally Apple Macintosh games, if I remember correctly. Either way, both really good games, although Shadowrun is definitely my favorite out of the two. I appreciate that Deja Vu has that kind of 1940s noirish kind of thing to it, but there's just something inherently creepy about Shadowgate. You know, the music is unsettling, the atmosphere is weird, and there's definitely a lot of jump scares in it too, which is kind of weird. You know, you don't really think jump scares with a point-and-click NES adventure game. I mean, so yeah, let's throw this guy in and see what it looks like. Alright, let's get this game in the Nintendo and get her started. There's that spooky Shadowgate music that I was talking about. Alrighty, so we're going to get this game started off here. You got 3 files, so you can save with this game, which is pretty nice. There's that iconic music. It gives you a brief explanation of where you are. You met some druid wizard named Blackmere or something, and he was telling you about the castle Shadowgate, and about how there's an evil warlock lord who's going to use black magic to raise the behemoth from the depths of hell and use its power to destroy the world or some reason because you're the last of a line of kings and other fantasy plot line that's pretty fun. Alright, so you are outside the castle Shadowgate, and pretty much your interaction is going to be done with, on the upper left-hand corner, mostly with this kind of thing. This is the environment that you're going to be, you know, interacting with, and this is your little, I think this is supposed to be a skeleton hand, I think. I don't know if it was meant to be a gauntlet, or, it looks like, I always thought it was just a skeleton hand. With the prevalence of skeletons in this game, I just figured it was a skeleton hand. Alright, so I guess we're going to go ahead and open this door. Awesome. And once that's open, then you can move inside. And every time you make a transition from one screen to another, it gives you a little description of the room. You've got some spooky wizard eyes up there. And the, you know, the evil warlock lord guarantees you a horrible death, apparently. How many Nintendo games have you ever played where you were guaranteed a horrible death? Not very many. Pretty much any room that you're going to want to go into, you're going to want to grab these torches, because this torch you have burning is like pretty much one of the only things that's keeping you alive in this place. If this torch goes out, it's bad. So this just seems to be a regular hallway, so we'll just go ahead and get at it. Okay. This screen down here also tells you, this guy down here with your command menu tells you which ways you can move, and obviously if a door is closed, you can't go through it. So, from what we're looking at in this room right here, we got a big hallway, we got a door here, and I don't know, a fucking broom closet or something over here. So that door is locked, so I guess we'll try the broom closet. That one's also locked. Okay. So we're now on the second screen into the game, And all the doors are locked, and all you have is 2 torches. That's great. So, I remember when I first played this game, I got really frustrated, and it actually took me a while to try to figure out what the hell was going on here. Because, I mean, pretty much all you got is 2 screens here to try to figure out what's going on. So, if you want to get creative, maybe you can, you know, check out the carpet, and then, you know, maybe use your torch to set fire to the carpet, which you can totally do. And there's nothing there. Awesome. So, if there's nothing in here, there must be something maybe back outside. You'll spend a lot of time in this game looking at random things. And you really want to make sure that your little skeleton hand is really on something if you're going to be checking it out, you know? So, what was a skull here? Skull is some kind of creature. Yeah, death lurks inside. Awesome. Well, skulls, you'll find, will have a pretty significant importance in this game almost always. So maybe we can, open the skull. And it looks like we got a key in there, which is good. So pretty much literally the first and second screens of this game are already your first puzzle. It doesn't go easy on you. It starts off immediately. You're gonna want to you're gonna be doing a lot of this, by the way. I mean, it's a point and click adventure, so it's kind of be expected. Ooh, I like the sound that the doors make when they open. There's something spooky about it. And like I said, every room you go into gives you a description of the room, usually a creepy description of the room. And like I said, always make sure to grab fucking torches. And of course, you know, immediately you get a weird torch that doesn't go in with your normal ones. So immediately you know that this is a quest item that's going to be some kind of thing. And pretty much any item in your inventory, you can look at it and they'll give you a description of it, which can get kind of helpful later on in the game, especially when you have items that you really have no idea what you're supposed to be doing with them. Sometimes just by looking at them, they can give you a clue what they're for. Like this out-of-the-ordinary torch. And of course, looking around, there's obviously a book of some type. Awesome, ancient tome. That must be something that you're going to want. Wicked. And there it is. The music that you never want to hear in this game. But you're going to be hearing it a lot. Yep, that is the spooky death music. Because, you know, you grabbed the book and the floor collapsed and you fell to your death. Maybe it was a piranha pool or a punji pit or, I don't know, something horrible. Maybe you landed on a pile of used needles or something. I don't know. And then, when you hear that music, there's only one screen that's going to come next. That one. Explaining to you that it's a sad thing that your adventures have ended here. You're dead. Now the cool thing about this game is you can continue infinitely. Now whenever you die, it pretty much takes you back to the room that you were before you went into the room that you died in. So when you go back into that room that you died in, you're going to have to do everything all over again. So we're going to want to grab these torches. Get those. Obviously, we're not touching that fucking book. Now, from what we're seeing here, there's really only one way to go in this room, so I guess we'll head that way. Stones in these walls are probably cut by the hands of enslaved mountain dwarves. I don't know if that's a Tolkien reference or what the hell that is. So maybe we'll get lucky and these doors will actually open. Notice how my skeleton hand is barely not on the door? But if I move it a little bit over, just onto the door, oh yeah, the door comes right open. I've noticed that the cursor, if you will, your little skeleton hand, is really fickle about where it needs to be. Here's some more of that spooky music, and ooh, a shark swimming by, and a spooky, scary skeleton holding a key or something. Another room over here. Creepy description of the room. Looks like we got a door down here or something. That's a noise that you never want to hear. Basically, when that sound starts, when this music starts playing, this is really unsettling music, by the way. It just makes you think that something really terrible is about to happen. So if you look up onto your goods list up there, up here, you see that your torch is going out. This is not something you want to happen. It's one of the reasons why if you're moving through this game, you're just going to be looking for more and more torches, because without them, you die. And slowly, the torches will eventually go out over time, so you really got to keep looking for these things. I mean, that's as easy as just, you know, using your torch. You can have two torches going at the same time, which gives you a bit more time. Me personally, I just like using them one at a time. It feels less wasteful that way. I don't know if it really makes that much of a difference, but I'm guessing not. Because it'll probably happen at some point here. Ooh, coffins. Spooky. Wonder what's in this one. Dragon scale cover. Well, that's cool. I guess we'll open these things up. What do we got here? It's a midget mummy. Look at that tiny little mummy. Well, apparently it's a 6-foot tall mummy. Well, that must make... If that's 6 foot tall, these things must be almost... These coffins must be almost 12 feet tall. But that doesn't... Weird. Ah, that music is just... creepy. It just lets you know that it just feels like something bad's gonna happen whenever that music is playing. And when that music is playing, something bad is going to happen. Like I said, it means that your torch is going to go out. And that's not something that you want to happen. I can't remember exactly how long these things last, but I know that they do last for a pretty decent amount of time before they go out. So, we'll see if that guy goes out here. Move back and forth between rooms. And there's that music that you never want to hear as your torch goes out with a fizzle. With outstretched arms, you move slowly, looking for a light. Suddenly, you trip over something. Smash! You fall face first to the floor. And I love how, like, they just say that you trip over something. You know, they don't even choose to elaborate on that. And I think that's one of the creepier deaths in this game, honestly, is that your torchlight just goes out and you wander in the dark before you trip over something. And, like, you know, just the imagination of what the hell could happen to you there in the darkness of Castle Shadowgate. You know, some horrible thing rip you to shreds or some fucking thing like that. It's spooky. It's really fucking spooky. And, you know, we got more of these coffins going on here. We got this one. Oh, there's a bag in there. Now, my recommendations with the bag, when you pick up things that obviously have something in them, you're going to want to open them. They'll have stuff in them. You're going to want to take that stuff out. You'll add it to your goods. Once you got the bag empty, you can just go, you can basically go back to your goods where the bag was and close the bag. Otherwise, the bag is just going to stay open in your cards, which is basically your inventory list, and it just makes your inventory list really long after a while, and it just gets kind of annoying. Alright, so we got all kinds of weird stuff in here. I think, yeah, we got some slime in there. That's gross. Oh, we got the scary music again. So I guess we'll use one of our torches so we don't die. Whew. Spooky. We got more of these coffins here. Try to pass the slime, but it engulfs your body, dissolving it in seconds. No. What? And you're dead again. Alright, so don't open the slime coffin. Well, apparently you can't open that one. Let's see what's in this one. Look, the coffin is open. Ooh. That's one of those jump scares that I was talking about. Now, I know that by today's standards, that might not be all that creepy. But on the same premise, you know, imagine it's, you know, 1990, and you're 5 or 6 years old, and it's 10 o'clock at night, and your parents don't know that you're awake, and you're sitting in the dark playing this game, and you're just walking around doing your thing, and you think to yourself, oh man, I wonder what's in this coffin. You open it up, and boom! that happens, you know. And the weird volume on your TV makes that horrible noise as you open it. It just scares the shit out of you. Yeah, that's some good stuff. I guess there's something over here. We'll go down this way, I suppose. All kinds of stuff to look at. More torches. Always take torches. Always take the torches with you. What is this? Whatever the fuck that means. Oh, so it looks like we can go down this way. Head down there. Fuck. So, you fell down a hole, you've broken both of your legs, and basically you're lying there with your legs broken on the floor until something horrible happens and you eventually die. That's horrible. Yep. That's Shadowgate. Awesome.
So, you know, fantasy-based point-and-click adventure games that are also kind of spooky are your thing, I would definitely recommend Shadowgate for the NES. It's definitely creepy. It's a whole lot of fun. The puzzles are really cool. It's a pretty interesting storyline with a really cool ending. Just remember you keep collecting those torches, because you're really going to need them. It's a long game. Oh, shit.